everyone, Arlynn here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is I'm going to be creating a little gift for one of Kristen's friends, and she's also a friend of mine, and we love her very much. And we want to give her something a little bit special for Christmas. So I told Kristen, we went to dinner with Kristen yesterday evening, and I said, Kristen, I have that red lantern left. Why don't I make it for this lady, and you can take it to her, you know, in the next couple of weeks. I'm not going to yammer on for a long time right here. I'm going to turn my camera and I'm going to show you what my plan is for this lantern. I have to go out to Hobby Lobby. Chris and I are waiting for delivery to come, and then we're going to be heading out to lunch and then over to Hobby Lobby to pick up a candle. I need to pick up a candle, and I'm going to explain all that I'm going to do with this little lantern. It's not going to be a ton, but I think that she'll really like it. So hang on, let me get my camera turned around and pointed down in a way that you can watch me make not one but two 16 loop funky bows. We're gonna have two 16 loop funky bow tutorials in this one. Two very different looking bows that will go on the same lantern. I'll be right back to explain. Okie dokie, I'm back, and there's the red lantern from Walmart that I'm gonna be using. Pipberry leftover that I had, that I put in here. And I have enough where I think I want to use Pipberry in here again after Christmas, but I have enough left over where, well, I have enough in there to do it, and I also have the Pipberry candle rings here, as you can see. There you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one Pipberry candle ring when I get back home to go around that candle, and that is all that's going to go on the inside. A candle, a battery operated candle with a Pipberry candle ring. This Pipberry can go through all the seasons. So I'm going to make her a Christmas bow, and I don't know that I'm going to do a topper. I may just do a bow, and then I'm going to do out of these 4 ribbons, and then I'm going to do another 16 loop bow, and I haven't quite decided exactly what I'm going to do with that one yet. I just have some ribbons out here that I'm thinking about using. You know, something that would take her through the rest of the year. I'm not liking this with it at all now that I have it in here. I may just make it out of 3. But you know, this is such pretty ribbon here, and that, you know, will go with the red. And then the ticking always goes, you know, so I thought these 3 might be pretty, you know. I wish I had a solid, I don't like this red with it. That might work. I don't know. Anyway, I'll make that decision later. I know I brought this in, and I know I'm not going to use that because that looks atrocious with it. But anyway, let me cut up some ribbon, and then I'll be back, and I'm going to make a 16 loop funky bow for this lantern. And we'll go ahead and get it tied on to this one. And then I'll decide if I want to do a topper. I really don't think I want to, because I want to make it easy for her to switch out the bows. You know, and not that she couldn't untie a bow topper, she could, but I might tend to want to use some of this and make a bow topper out of this bow. We'll see where I go. But anyway, I'm gonna do some cutting, and I'll be right back, and we're gonna make a funky bow, 16 loop funky bow. Be right back. I have cut 4 strips of each type of ribbon at 24 inches long. So with each strip, and I'm going to work my way through the pattern. And since this is an even numbered looped bow, I'm going to point the loops in the same direction the first time I go through the pattern, and then turn it and go the other direction the next time, and then turn it the next time through, up and then down. You'll see what I'm talking about. You just go ahead and pick up your first strip, fold it in half, completely in half. Now I'm going to go and look for about a 5 to 5.5 inch loop, or measure out that far, and that's going to be my first loop. Then I'm going to go to that back tail and I'm going to twist it around to the front so that I can get both of the tails patterns going in the same direction, at least to start out with. I'm going to pick up the second loop in there, or second strip of ribbon in the pattern. Do the same thing, find 5. Really, I'm doing about 5.5 inches with this. Go to that back tail and twist. And the third one. And I'm adding them in going sideways. I'm not piling them up and down, I'm going in sideways. And think of my thumb as the middle of the bow. So these loops are all pointed up from my thumb, up from center, which is the middle of the bow. You can see that the pipberry has some pink in it. And look, I'm trying to pick up all the colors in the pipberry with the bow. Okay, we're gonna start through the pattern again, measuring out 5.5 inches, then we're gonna twist it the other direction, turn it the other direction, so that that loop is pointing down from my thumb, that is center. And we're gonna point the next 3 down in the pattern. This likes to stick to itself, sorry. Again, folding it in half, finding 5.5 and pinch, and then twist. And one more. Down from center. Okay, then we're going to start again, and this time we're going to point the loop up from center again. I'm trying to keep the snowman going in the same direction. Trying to be up from center. Up. Again, I'm just kind of accordioning them, if that makes sense. When I push that, bring it up close to you this time. When I push the next loop in, I just kind of hold it with my forefinger and my thumb on my left hand, which is what I'm holding the ribbon or all the loops with, and then I just accordion it like that. See that? Go to that back tail and twist. Okay, now the next 4 loops are going to point down from center again. The reason I do it this way is just to give myself a pattern. You know, I work better when I'm organized and can do something in a, in a methodical, if you will, way. So every time I do a 16 loop funky bow, this is the way I do it, you know. Last one. There we go. Now, get your pipe cleaner, and I am really squeezing these ribbons together as tightly as I can. I'm going to lay the pipe cleaner beside try to find the center of it, lay it beside my thumb, lift my thumb. I'm going to hold it in place with my thumb. I'm going to pull the bottom part of the pipe cleaner around the bottom and the top around the top. I'm going to use this hand as resistance. I'm going to get my right hand fingers up as close as I can to the bow, and then I'm going to twist. Twist, twist, twist. There we go. Now, yeah, that looks like a jumbled mess, doesn't it? But all we have to do is fluff, fluff, fluff. And we're gonna watch this bow fill out and come to life. And I think this is gonna make one very, very pretty funky bow. And I'm just letting the tails kind of go up and intertwine in with the loops. I'm not worrying about them a bit. If you want to separate them out, you sure can do that. Separate them like that. Just fluff, fluff, fluff. Get every single loop. Touch it with your hand. Make sure that you've touched every loop. Pulled it forward and make it as big as you can. And then when you get it tied on to wherever you want it, you can make it look pretty in place too. But this always helps when you do a little fluffing to begin with. Wow. All right, I'm gonna get this tied on to, I've lost a snowman, there it is, snowman loop. I'm gonna go ahead and get this tied on. Look how pretty that's gonna be. Okie dokie, so I'm gonna turn this bow around now. And I've cut the pipe cleaner down just a little bit. And I'm gonna take one long piece of this snowflake ribbon, turn it right side down. I'm gonna tie it right, or loop it right into the back of this bow. And this long piece is what I'm going to tie the bow onto the lantern with. Okay, pull the lantern over here, make sure we have the front. Oh, that's the front. Okay. Now, try to turn it so that the snowmen are going to be standing up for themselves, kind of. They're going to be upside down someplace probably, but anyway. Now, I'm going to tie this on with, I'm going to make a square bow. And my mama taught me how to do this, pardon me, years and years and years ago. So you just take your left strip over your right and loop it underneath. And then you want to pull this bow really tight, you guys. Pull that ribbon really tight. I mean, as tight as you can get it around this lantern. Because you don't want this lantern, this bow, you want this bow to be good and tight, especially if you're going to be making a bow topper out of it. But even regardless, even without that, you want it to be tight. Anyway, make a loop with your left hand. Take the right strip over and around the bow and then twist that. See that? Twist that and bring that right side out the other side. And that is what is called a square bow because it makes a really pretty center there. You can see it better when you do, like a square knot. Y'all have heard of square knots. Same concept. Left over right, right over left. Okay. So that looks pretty. I don't have to do too much to it. All right. So I do want to cut these tails up a little bit, leaving them slightly long, just in case she wants to, or she would have trouble getting it back on again. Make them kind of long. Let's do a little accordion action like I did with that one on the bucket over there last year. That's kind of pretty. There we go. All right. And there we go. Very pretty. Oops, sorry. 16 loop funky bow. And of course I'm going to take some time and fluff here now that it's on the lantern. And you see I can really yank at it and pull at it, and I don't have to worry about it coming untied, you know, because I tied it on there really nice and tight and securely. The last thing I want to do is give a gift and have it fall apart on somebody, you know. There we go. Now, sometimes it's better just to leave well enough alone. Then again, we could do like that. That would be cute, huh? Yeah, we'll do that. I gotta get my hot glue gun out. And then maybe that warm up. So, oh, what am I gonna do with this one, you guys? All right, let's see here. Be cute. Let that dry, and I may just, sometimes I just don't want to add more, you know. I'm going to glue those in, and then I'm going to let it sit and dry, and then I will, you know, fluff and tweak. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave this alone, and Chris and I are heading out, and I'll be back later to finish up this little project. It's going to be like that for you guys. Hey y'all, shoo, Chris and I are back from our little trek around town, and it was a harrowing experience. As you can tell, I'm looking like I've been through a war, and I feel like I have been. I went into Hobby Lobby looking for a candle. I couldn't find one, so I'm going to actually use one of the ones, I think you guys saw them, that I think it was at Costco. So we're going to use one of those, and I am going to go ahead. I thought, well, since this is so Christmassy looking, that I would try to find a more Christmassy candle ring. Forget it. They had nothing. Nothing. They were cleaned out, you guys. I am not kidding. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my pipberry ring, go get that candle, and I've changed my mind on the ribbons that I'm going to use too for the next bow, and I'll tell you about that when we get there. But my goodness, I thought this was going to be an easy peasy little project, and it's turning out not to be. But you know what? That's all right. We're going with it. Here are these candles, and it takes 4 AA batteries, and it comes with a remote. The whole set came with one remote. I'm just going to give her this remote because I believe that all the remotes with the Luminara candles, I believe that they work with these candles. So Sam is out there barking, excuse him. This comes with a timer. You can put them on a timer or you can turn them on or just off. And I want her to be able to turn it on and off by not having to, you know, reach in there and get it. So that's the candle with the remote. You know what's happening? Santa Claus is in our neighborhood on the back of a fire truck right now. And Sam just thinks he is the protector of the neighborhood, I guess. That's what he's barking at out there. All right, here we go. So, okay, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not measuring it. I want to kind of take this tie wrap behind the pip berries a little bit, overlap them. I don't want it to fall apart. I don't want it, even with the tie wrap, it sometimes will still slip out of there if I don't wedge it behind that little bit of vine. There we go. I'm not even sure that I need to do anything more to it than that. There he is. Hi, buddy. That was exciting, huh? There we go. I'm going to set it in there and get it all prettied up, and that will go throughout the year, I think. Go. That's cute. Okay, so I decided I'm not going to put pip berries up in this one. I like the Christmas berries better, so that's how I'm going to give it to her, or how Kristen will give it to her, just like this. I left the handle free, you know, so she can pick it up and carry it. And then, of course, it's tied on the back. So when she wants to replace it with the bow and fix it and make, all she'll have to do is untie it, take this one off, and then tie this one on. And the inside will remain the same. So I think that's going to be that. I think it's going to be really pretty. So now I need to go retrieve some other lantern so that I have something to tie this one on to, so that I can, because I think I am going to put some pip berries in that bow. So I'll be right back again, and I'm going to go find a lantern that this bow will not go on to, but just so that I can use for demonstrating and for making the bow purposes. But I really am happy with how this one turned out, huh? All right, I'll be right back again with a lantern, and we're going to get started making our second 16 loop funky bow of the day. Be right back. Okie dokie, you guys. I've changed my mind again. I didn't like this red. Absolutely did not like this red. I put it together once. I recorded it. But when I put this with this, when it's out and it looks too orange, I just don't like it. So that is not going to be used. No, 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 no. Instead, I cut 2 extras of the florals and 2 extra strips of the floral and 2 extra strips of the ticking. And I've, as you can see, made 4 piles. I want a 16 loop funky bow, and I did this to teach you guys for demonstration purposes. So anyway, we're gonna see if this works out. So I'm just going with it here. Fold it in half, just like we always do. Go find yourself 5 to 5.5. I'm actually doing 5.5 inches. go to that back tail and twist. I'm going to go all the way through the pattern one time with the loops pointed up. This ticking is hard to match, as is this if it's not Christmas, you know, with other ribbons. So we're going to go with this. See if I can get this to look pretty. And up from center. So there we go. There's the first 4 loops. Okay. Next time through the pattern, we're going to point the loop down from center, which is my thumb, down. See that? Same process though, go to that back tail and twist it. No matter if it's 1 or 2-sided ribbon, texturally speaking, some of these ribbons, you may think they're 2-sided, but trust me, they feel a little different and catch the light differently. And yes, I know I'm picky, but honest to goodness, I've done bows where I haven't paid attention and I've regretted it. So that's why I always go back and twist that back tail around regardless. Okay, where was I? Lost track. We start over again, and we point that bow, that loop, up from center. Okie dokie. Now, I've got my pipe cleaner. I'm going to go back to the center of it, lay it beside my thumb, pull the bottom of the pipe cleaner around the bottom, the top around the top, use this hand as resistance, get these fingers up really close to the bow, and twist. There we go. Now, let's see how this is going to look. I think it's going to be all right. Right, and I think it'll be pretty on this red lantern too. Okay, now I am going to put some pip berries into this one. I am just cutting little tufts of it and I'm folding it up. See that? Folding it up to hold them together. And I'm just sticking them where I think they look pretty. There's really no rhyme or reason to this process, you guys. And I'm gluing them in, and then I'll need to let it sit, and then I can fluff them all out. Fluff the pip berries out. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and speed through what I'm doing here, and then I'll come back at the end with some final words. How about that? All right, be back. Okie dokie, everybody, I'm back with the 2 finished products. I still have this one hooked up to this lantern, and I very well might leave it on there for a little while until I'm good and sure this is dry. I have tweaked it and I have fluffed it more, but I just wanted to come back and do my final words, and I'll take some final pictures of everything while it's on the lantern. As you can see, let me bring this up a little closer to you. Well, I don't know how I can do this. Let me see. As you can see, after Christmas, this Christmassy one will go off, and then this one, I think, will look beautiful on the red lantern, as you can see. I think it's going to be really pretty. So, here's a close-up of it. I've had them sitting next to one another, and I think they look really pretty. It's going to look really pretty. Boy, it did give me issues, though. I'm telling you, you guys. This is a good example of how things don't always work out for me either, you know? A lot of you guys say, oh, how do you, you make it look easy and this and that. And I'm not sure, I haven't edited this video. You'll know if you've seen some of my hiccups in this one, but I had picked several different ribbons for this bow. And this red is not an easy red, believe it or not, with ribbon. That's not Christmas ribbon, to match. And I had all burlaps, then I had ginghams, then I was like, no, I really want to use the ticking, and I didn't want to mix red and white gingham. I didn't have red and cream. I was a mess. I was a mess trying to pick. Chris is shaking his head over here going, he can attest, because I was running in and out of here like a crazy woman, up and down the steps, going downstairs looking for some solid reds, something. I had a hard time picking the ribbons for this funky bow. And later in the week, I think I will, pick out some examples, and we'll go through some ribbon that I have here. And it is a daunting task sometimes to pick ribbon for the funky bows. But in the end, it came together finally, but it wasn't without some gnashing of teeth and some, I don't really say bad words, but some off-color words under my breath, So, but anyway, in the end, it worked out, and I think she'll be really happy with both bows. And I'll have Kristen explain to her, after Christmas, just untie it, and then I'll attach the other. I have the ticking right here that I'll attach to the back of this, and I'll probably roll the tails up and like put a little paper clip or a little clip on it, so that all she'll have to do is unclip it and then tie it around. I'll make it easy for her to know how to, put it on this lantern after Christmas. So. Anyway, all right, with all of that said, I want to say my final words here, and I hope that those of you who are struggling and suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope that you have someone there with you, spending their days with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits, hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And remember, in crafting, there are no mistakes. Even there may be a little frustration, but there are no mistakes, only unique creations. So with all that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Sam was barking. I was gonna say he's saying goodbye too. Anyway, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.